All right, thank you for joining us today in studio. We are filming a live class, so over here are a few students that you can't see. So we're just going to teach it like we normally would, and we are very glad that you are able to join us today. So we're going to start today's yoga class by just coming into a comfortable seat. Obviously, if you have props and things at home, you're more than welcome to use them to make yourself nice and comfortable. And just beginning to connect to your body, to this time that you're choosing to take out of your day for you. So closing your eyes if that's comfortable to you, or allowing them to rest half-lidded. Sitting up nice and tall, noticing the connection of your body to your mat or to the ground. Beginning to take a scan of your body, just kind of taking inventory. Noticing how things are feeling, noticing if maybe you brought a little bit of tension onto your mat today. And not connecting any emotion to your tension or to anything that you might be finding as you take this scan of your body, but just simply using this time in our yoga practice today to observe, to notice our body, and to give it whatever it is that it's asking for. Beginning to turn your awareness in towards your breath, noticing your inhale, noticing your exhale. You don't have to change or manipulate your breath by any means just yet. But just notice the places in your body that move as you inhale, and the places in your body that move as you exhale. See if you can allow your breath to sink a little bit deeper into your belly. If you're a tactile person, you can take a hand onto your belly. And as you inhale, allow your belly to press out against your hand. As you inhale, lightly draw your navel towards your spine. Next, let's send our awareness to our rib cage. So again, if you're a tactile person, you could then take your hands and trace your lower ribs with your hands. See if you can breathe out to the left and to the right into each hand. Noticing the expansion of your rib cage on an inhale and the way it knits itself back together on the exhale. Kind of like our body gives itself a little internal hug each time we exhale. You can release your hands back onto either knee. And then I want you to draw your awareness to the space in between the bottom tips of your shoulder blades. Think about the middle of your back. Can you breathe any air into that space? So as we take or work to take these complete breaths into the body, we breathe in a 360-degree-like fashion all around our torso. And we aim, or I'll be encouraging you today to breathe this way all throughout your practice, using your breath to help keep you mentally present in your practice and connected to each and every moment of your practice and of your movement. If you have a yoga breath in your practice, your Ujjayi breath, feel free to invite it in now. Gentle constriction of the vocal cords at the back of the throat brings a slight oceanic or wave-like sound to the breath. For me, our Ujjayi breath allows us to create a sound that we can focus on throughout our practice, so that if we hear any other sounds or maybe a thought from outside our practice makes its way onto our mat and into our space, we have something to focus on, to bring ourselves back to ourselves. As we know, just because we practice yoga, it doesn't mean the rest of what's going on in the world stops. But because we practice yoga, we practice focusing on what we can control, and kind of learning how to deal with the things that we can't. Take 1 to 2 more rounds of breath right where you are. On your next exhale, slowly release your chin towards your chest. Stretching into the back side of your head and neck. Maybe even stretching a little bit in between the shoulder blades. Inhale your head back through center. Exhale your left ear towards your left shoulder. Option to stay right here. Maybe your right fingertips find the ground. Maybe you walk those fingertips away from you if you need a little bit more stretch. So all throughout the practice, I'll give different options, different modifications to either increase the sensation of stretch or maybe even increase the difficulty of a posture. Slowly bring the hand to the knee. Inhale, head to center. Exhale, right ear, right shoulder. Option to stay here, opening up through the left side of the head and neck. Option to take your left hand onto the ground. Option to walk the fingertips away from you. Breathe here into this left side. The neck, the shoulder, outer part of that shoulder cap muscle, your deltoid. Slowly drawing your hand back onto your knee. Inhale your head back to center. Let's inhale our arms and reach them up overhead. You can look up at your hands and then just exhale your hands to your heart. We're going to do that a few times. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale your arms up overhead one more time. Exhale, you're going to take your left hand outside your left hip. Inhale, reach your right arm straight up. And then exhale, take it over to the side, opening up through the right side body. Gaze up at the ceiling if it's comfortable to you, or up at your top hand. Or you can look out in front of you if that's more comfortable to your neck. Rooting down through your right hip, yet reaching up and over with your right arm. Inhale the right arm up. Inhale your left arm up. Exhale your right hand down to the ground. Inhale, reach your left fingertips up. And exhale, take it over to the side. Press down into your left hip, yet reach up and over with your left fingertips. Staying connected to your breath, gazing wherever is comfortable to your head and neck. Inhale your left arm up. Inhale your right arm up. Exhale, hinge at the hips and fold forward. Releasing your hands wherever is comfortable to you. You can stay right here if this is your fold today, or you can walk your hands even more out in front of you. Perfect. Your chin can extend towards your fingertips, or if it feels good, tuck it towards your chest. Reach your hips back, reach your fingertips forward. Stay connected to your breath even here. So sometimes yoga takes us into these postures that make it a little bit harder to stay connected or breathe deep into our belly. But it also, yoga encourages us to learn how to breathe and to stay in control of our own bodies no matter what is happening around us. On your next inhale, slowly walk your hands towards your body. We'll make our way over onto our hands and knees and our tabletop position. You can uncross the legs to get there or roll right over the knees. So knees under your hips, hands under your shoulders. Let's turn our fingers in a few different directions to warm up and stretch into our wrists. You can rock from side to side, fingertips out to the sides of your mat, or if it's comfortable to you, turn your fingertips all the way back behind you. You can take circles over the wrist or rock forward, rock back. Awesome. Or take no movement at all. So do what feels good here. Slowly rotate your fingertips back towards the top of your mat. We're going to do a similar stretch for our feet. So tuck your toes under here. I just love this one. We call it fire toes. So sit your hips back onto your heels. You can leave your hands connected to your ground. Perfect. Pros at this. You can walk your hands all the way up onto your thighs. Some of us have to check and see what our pinky toe is up to, making sure everything is tucked under. And then let's give a little warm up for our hands. We'll reach our arms straight out in front of us. These are our lights, and our lights are totally turned on. So fingers spread nice and wide. So our lights are on bright. We're protracting through the shoulders. So push forward towards me like you want to put your hands all over my mirror up here, though I hope that's not what you actually want to do. And then turn your lights completely off. So squeeze your fist. Turn your lights on, turn your lights off. Turn your lights on and off, and we're just going to go as fast as we can for a little while, warming up into our forearms, warming up into our chest, our shoulders, everything here in the upper body. And still thinking about sitting up nice and tall, and hopefully we have completely forgotten about what's going on in our feet. Good, we're going to go a little bit more. Try for 5, 4, perfect, 3, 2, and 1. Roll those wrists out, maybe a little karate chop to the forearms, side to side. And we'll bring our hands back down onto the ground. Whew. untuck our toes, and we'll kind of swim out our feet on the ground. Awesome. Good. Making our way back into that tabletop position. Let's bow those elbows out to the sides of our mat and then wrap them in towards one another. So our elbows will point towards our thighs. We're going to move into some cat-cows. So inhale, lift the tailbone, soften the belly, lift the chest and chin. Exhale, tuck the tailbones and the navel to the spine as you round the back. Inhale, lift the tailbone, soften the belly, lift the chest and chin, cow. Exhale, tuck the tailbone, navel to spine, round the back for cat. Take a few more at the rate of your own breath. Inhaling as you pull and lift for cow. Exhaling as you press and round for cat. Take a few more, the rate of your own breath. Connect your breath to your movement. Set the pace of your own practice here. These movements can be big. These movements can be little. Listen to your spine, your hips, everything that's going on. If you want to pause at one place, feel free to pause, but don't hold your breath. And then we'll inhale ourselves back to a neutral spine. From our tabletop position, we'll walk our knees in towards one another just slightly, and then inhale our right leg back behind us. Look over your right shoulder. Make sure that that foot ended up directly behind your right hip. Bring your gaze back out, kind of in between your hands or just slightly in front of your fingers. Option to stay right here, or inhale and reach your left arm forward. Good. Take an inhale, breathe here, just finding stillness today. Reaching that right foot back, reaching your left fingertips forward. Take one more inhale, lift everything up a little bit higher, and then exhale to release it down. Same thing, other side. Inhale your left leg back. Option to stay here or reach that right arm forward. Breathing here. Remember, you can do that little awareness check if you need to see where that left foot ended up. Holding, staying connected to your breath. Inhale, lift everything a little higher. And exhale to release it down to the ground. Find a child's pose of your choosing. Knees together or apart. Your forehead can come down to the ground. Or maybe you stack two fists to support your skull. Stay here and breathe. Checking in with your body. Checking in with your breath. Child's pose is a resting pose in yoga, so this is a place that is always there for you. Should you need to recover your breath, recover your body. Take another breath or two right here. Slowly start to reach your fingertips forward towards the top of your mat. Inhale, lift the hips, tuck the toes. Exhale the hips up nice and high, downward facing dog. First downward facing dog of our practice, so take some time. Rock your hips from side to side, bend one knee, bend the other. Do whatever feels good here. Shake your head yes and no. Allow your head to hang nice and heavy in between your arms. Awesome. Any movements that feel good. Things can look totally different from mat to mat, and that is perfectly fine and always encouraged. Slowly walk your feet up towards your hands at the top of your mat, making your way into a forward fold, however you like to get there. In this forward fold, bend your knees as much as you need to. Maybe you bend the knees so much that your rib cage actually connects to your thighs. Relax your head, relax your neck. Opposite hand can find opposite elbow crease as you sway from side to side. Releasing your hands down to the ground. Take an inhale. We're going to lift up halfway, find a nice flat back. Hands to the shins or quads. And then exhale to fold. On our next inhale, we're going to sweep the arms all the way up overhead as we come to stand. And exhale our hands to our heart. Inhale, reach the arms up overhead, look up at your hands. Exhale, palms away, fold all the way back down. Bend your knees as much as you need. Inhale, lift up halfway, find that nice flat back, hands to the shins or quads. Exhale, bend the knees, plant the hands, and step back for plank pose. Holding here in this plank, just a few extra breaths in this first round. If you need to, you can always modify by dropping the knees down. Push the ground away from you nice and strong. Lift the kneecaps towards the hips. Reach the crown of the head forward. Take an inhale. Exhale, all we're going to do is bend the knees, tilt the hips up, slide back to downward facing dog. Pedal your feet out, any movements that you need. We're going to take some undulations through the spine or rolls through the spine. So inhale, wave yourself forward into your plank pose. Hold here. Let's hold another breath or two. Press the ground away from you. Reach to the crown of the head. Inhale here. Exhale, bend the knees, tilt the tailbone up, press back, downward facing dog. So some of you know where I'm going with this. Feel free to continue to move at the rate of your own breath. Inhaling as we wave ourselves forward into plank. Exhale, bend the knees, send the tailbone up, push back, downward facing dog. Keep working at the rate of your own breath. Inhale to plank. Exhale to roll to down dog. Awesome, just allowing some freedom into the spine, moving however you need to as slowly as your breath is moving to feel all the different parts of these rolls or undulations. Making your way back to your downward facing dog and then find a few moments of stillness here. Reconnect to your breath. Inhale, pull yourself forward into that plank pose. Exhale, lower down chaturanga of your choice. Knees can drop or not. So we're lowering all the way down to the ground. Untuck the toes, press the tops of the feet into the ground. Find length in the tailbone, hands to the low ribs. Inhale, lift up for low cobra. Exhale, release. Take a few rounds. Inhale, low cobra. Exhale, release. Good, working at the rate of your own breath. Inhaling to lift, exhaling to lower back down. Nice, if you'd like a little bit more of a back bend, feel free to take a high cobra. After you inhale and lift to peel, you can use your arms, beautiful, to lift yourself up a little bit more if it feels okay to your spine. So you'll always have the option to take a deeper back bend as we work through our flows. Just staying connected to your body, to your practice, doing what works for you. Exhale to release down. Inhale right here. Exhale, child's pose. Just a breath or two of decompression. Noticing how your body's feeling here with the movement that you've done so far. Slowly making your way back to your downward facing dog. Inhaling high to the toes. Exhale to bend the knees and look at the thumbs. Walk, step, or jump to the top of your mat. When you get there, inhale, lift up halfway, nice flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, the arms reach up overhead as we come to stand. Exhale, hands to your heart. Inhale, reach the arms up overhead. Exhale to fold. Inhale, lift up halfway, nice flat back. Exhale, find your plank. Good, a couple options here. From your plank, you're able to just bend your knees, lift your hips, and find that down dog, or if you'd like to work in a flow, we inhale forward. Exhale to lower down, chaturanga of your choice. Inhale, back bend of your choice. Exhale to release and make your way back to your downward facing dog. So we all come onto our mats feeling different things, needing different things, just making sure we choose what works for us today as we work through these flows. Inhale, high to the toes. Exhale, bend the knees. Walk, step, or jump to the top of your mat. Inhale to your flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, the arms reach up overhead as we come to stand. Exhale, hands to your heart. Inhale, reach. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, find your plank. Your choice. Work through your flow by inhaling forward, exhaling chaturanga of your choice. Inhale, back bend of your choice. And exhale, downward facing dog. If that all doesn't work for you, remember you can just shift right from your plank pose to your downward facing dog. Beautiful. Breathe here in your down dog. Slowly release your knees down, wide-legged child's pose. Sinking a little bit more into the hips. So knees about as wide as your mat if it's comfortable. Your head can come down onto the ground or onto a block if you have one at home, or maybe onto your hands. Option to thread one arm under the other here with the palm facing up towards the ceiling. Perfect. Getting a little stretch into the shoulder, even a little twist into the spine. Breathe here or wherever is comfortable. If you chose to thread, go ahead and switch sides. If you chose to do anything else with the arms, feel free to switch that up as well. Slowly beginning to bring your hands back out in front of you. Taking another breath or two in that child's pose. When you're ready, bringing yourself into your downward facing dog. A few bits of movement or maybe some stillness. And then when you're ready, bring your feet a little bit closer towards one another. Inhale your right leg up and back behind you. Reach back through the heel as the toes pull towards the face to square the hips. Bend the knee, engage your glutes, and open up your hip. Take a few circles, or maybe some stillness here, whatever feels good into that hip. Inhale, reach your right leg up and back behind you. Exhale, we're going to move into plank as we draw our knee in towards our nose. Cat through the spine as we do this. Inhale, reach it up and back. Exhale, knee to the nose as we come into plank. Good. Inhale, reach it up and back. Now exhale, knee to nose to create this space to step your right foot through your hands. You can always use your hand to help you step up there as well. Find your balance here. When you're ready, inhale up, crescent lunge. Back knee can be as bent as you need it to be. Perfect. Holding here in our crescent lunge, staying connected to our breath. Hands can always come to your heart. Take an inhale. Exhale, open up warrior two. Front foot intersects the back foot at the arch, so just have a look down at your feet. Bend into that right knee. So your right knee is over your right ankle. Reaching back through the left hand, reaching forward through the right hand. Take an inhale, reach forward. And exhale, reach back. Inhale, reach forward, leave the legs nice and steady. Exhale, reach back. This time, inhale, reach forward. Exhale, forearm to the thigh, extended side angle. You can gaze up at that left hand. You can stay reaching up towards the ceiling. If you like to open up the left side a little bit more, palm towards the mirror here, and then your fingertips could reach. Stay connected to your breath. Kind of opening up your chest slowly towards the ceiling. That right knee stays nice and strong over the right ankle. Gaze down at your right foot. Inhale back to center. Exhale, let's cartwheel the arms all the way down to the ground. Spin onto the ball of your back foot. Leave the left hand down on the ground. Inhale, bow and arrow, draw your right arm up towards the ceiling to twist. If it's more comfortable to you, that back knee can always go down to the ground. Soften your left shoulder away from your ear. Gaze down at your left hand, right hand to follow, framing your foot. Step it back, downward facing dog. Breathe here, or if you're interested, you could work in a flow. You flow through by inhaling forward to a plank. Nice job. Exhaling, chaturanga of your choice. Inhaling to the back bend of your choice. Low cobra, high cobra, or up dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. But remember, those are just options. Once you're back in this down dog, inhale, left leg back behind you. Bend the knee, engage the glutes, open the hip circles or stillness. Inhale, reach it straight back. Exhale, knee to nose as we come into plank. Inhale, reach it up and back. Exhale, knee to nose as we come into plank. Nice job. Inhale, reach it up and back one more time. Exhale, same thing, knee to nose. Press the ground away from you as you step that leg through to come into that crescent lunge. Take your time, find your balance, widen your stance. On an inhale, lift your arms up overhead. Back knee can be as bent as you need it to be. Remember, no two sides are ever the same. So if one side needs something a little different, that's totally fine. Take an inhale. Exhale, open up, warrior two. Front foot intersects the back foot at the arch, gazing out over the front middle finger if it's comfortable to you. Inhale, start to reach forward. Exhale, pull back. Leave the legs strong. Inhale, forward. Exhale, pull back. So we're turning on the sides of our body. Inhale, reach forward. This time, exhale, forearm to the thigh, extended side angle. Perfect. You can stay right where you are, or that upper palm can open up towards the mirror, and then you can reach the fingertips there if you like that side body stretch. Nice. Stay connected to your breath. Press down into your feet. Traction your feet towards one another, like you're going to wrinkle your mat underneath you. Look down at your left foot. Inhale yourself back up to your warrior two. Exhale, cartwheel the arms all the way down. Spin onto the ball of the back foot. Leave the right hand down. Inhale, bow and arrow, draw the left arm up. Back knee can always drop. Good, beautiful. Pull back on that left hip a little bit. Nice. Gaze down at your right hand, left hand to follow. Step it back, downward facing dog. All the same options here. Take a break in child's pose, stay in your down dog, or inhale forward to that plank. Exhale, chaturanga of your choice. Inhale, back bend of your choice. Exhale, downward facing dog. Are you feeling any soreness in your legs now? Good, that's great. Awesome. Oh, staying here for just another breath or two. Take an inhale, come up high onto the toes. Exhale, bend the knees. Walk, step, or jump to the top of your mat. When you get there, inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, find your plank. Find your fold. Inhale, reach your arms up overhead as we come to stand. Exhale, hands to your heart. Okay, I'm going to give you all your fun balance stuff you like. Send the weight down into your right foot. Ready? Come onto the ball of your left foot. Stay right here if this is enough for you for balance for today, or pull the left toes towards your face. Leave it down here to hover, or nice and strong into the right leg, draw that left knee in towards your chest. Perfect. Hold it here, set your drishti or your gaze at a spot maybe out in front of you. Take an inhale, and then with the strength of your glutes and your hips, I want you to exhale and pull this left knee out to the left for a floating tree. Perfect. Hands can always come out to the sides to help you balance. Inhale, slowly draw that left knee back in towards the midline of your body. And then as slow as we can, we're going to step that left foot all the way to the back of our mat. We can do it in pieces or all the way in one fell swoop to our crescent lunge. Awesome. Inhale, reach the arms up overhead. Opening up through that left hip flexor if it feels good. Take an inhale. Exhale the upper body halfway down. You can stay here or lift yourself forward into your warrior three if you have one. Arms can always go out into airplane if you need maybe a little bit more help with balance. Or arms can reach out in front of you. Stay connected to your breath. Inhale. Exhale slower than you want to. Back foot finds the back of your mat. Inhale the arms up overhead, crescent lunge. Exhale, warrior two. You've been here before. Good. Inhale, reach forward. Got it. Exhale, reach back. Now inhale, reach forward. Exhale, forearm to thigh, extended side angle. You can always stay here. You can open up that left side. Maybe your right hand comes down onto a block if you have one, or down to the ground. Gaze down at your right foot. Inhale back to center. Hold it here. Exhale. Flip that front palm, exalted warrior. Let's stretch up that right side. Nice job. Keep that right knee bent over your right ankle. Stay nice and strong in the legs. Inhale back to center. Exhale, cartwheel the arms all the way down. Come onto the ball of the back foot. We're going to take that twist again. Left hand stays down. Inhale, bow and arrow that right arm up to twist. Draw that left shoulder away from your ear. Back knee can always drop down. Gaze down at that left hand. Release the right hand to frame the foot. Now, I want you to step your back foot in just a little bit towards your front foot. Straighten the front leg, high stance pyramid pose. You can stay up nice and tall. If you were to have blocks or anything at home, your hands could be on blocks. You can stay up nice and long with the spine or fold yourself over the leg if it's comfortable. Stay connected to your breath. Still pulling back on that right hip. Lift your chest up just slightly. Take an inhale. Exhale, bend into the back knee. And then kind of launch off that back leg to step forward towards the top of your mat and find a fold. Perfect. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, the arms reach up overhead as we come to stand. Beautiful. Exhale, hands to your heart. Send the weight into your left leg, ball of the right foot. You can stay here if this is already throwing off your balance, or pull your right toes towards your face. Leave the leg close to the ground or draw your knee in towards your chest. Set your drishti, your gaze, at one spot out in front of you to help you balance. When you're ready, slowly start to open using the strength of your hip to that floating tree pose. So much balance, so much strength here. Take your time. The floor is not lava. You can always use it. Don't forget. Slowly draw your knee back into the midline of your body. Take an inhale. Exhale slower than you want to. Let's start to find that crescent lunge. Take your time in pieces or all together, whatever works. When you're ready, inhale the arms up. Crescent lunge. Bending into the back knee as much as you might need. Lift that back heel up off the ground. There you go, crescent, you got it. Inhale, exhale, upper body halfway down. So extended crescent lunge, or whatever variation you'd like, of your warrior 3, if you want that back leg to lift up. So you choose, as long as you're connected to your breath, to your body, to the work that you're doing, to this time that you're giving yourself, it is a great place to be. Take an inhale, exhale slower than you want to, back foot finds the ground. Woo! Inhale those arms up overhead. Exhale, open up, warrior 2. Front foot intersects the back foot at the arch, so always check in with your feet. Bend into that front knee. Take the knee over the ankle. Inhale, reach forward with the hands. Exhale, reach back. Inhale, reach forward. Exhale, forearm to the thigh, extended side angle. There you go, come towards me. Perfect. That palm can open up and the fingertips can reach to open up the right side body. Or you can find any expression of your extended side angle you might have on this side. Gaze down at that left foot. Inhale back to center. Exhale, flip the front palm, exalted warrior. Nice job. Keep that front knee over your front ankle. Keep the legs nice and strong as the toes pull, or the feet pull towards one another. No. Did I quit? No, I'm here. Good. Inhale back to center. Exhale, let's cartwheel the arms all the way down to the ground. Leave that right hand inside the left foot. Bow and arrow. Draw that left arm up. Draw that right shoulder away from your ear. There you go. Nice job. Pull back on that left hip. Good. Gaze down at your right hand, left hand to follow. Step the back foot in just a little bit towards the front, and then straighten the front leg. High stance pyramid pose. You can stay up nice and high or fold over the leg. Stretching into that left hamstring, the left hip. Pull back on that left foot. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, bend into the back knee to step yourself forward towards the top of your mat. Find a forward fold here and take some time. Bend the knees as much as you need. Allow the upper body to drape over the lower body. So we'll be moving through that series one more time on each side, but moving just a little bit quicker. Releasing your arms down to the ground when you're ready. Inhale, lift up halfway. Find that nice flat back. Exhale to fold. Inhale, the arms sweep up overhead as we come to stand. Exhale, the hands down to your heart. Weight into the right foot, come onto the ball of the left foot. Pull the toes towards your face. Find that one leg Tadasana if you'd like, drawing the knee in a little bit closer towards your body. Take an inhale. Exhale, floating tree pose. So much strength in that standing leg. Inhale, draw it back to the midline of the body. Exhale, warrior three. Good. So taking it back to that warrior three, nice and slow. Any variation that you'd like, hands in airplane, or maybe reaching out in front. Hands could be on blocks if you were to have them, or remain at your heart. Take an inhale. Exhale, back toes to the back of your mat as slowly as you can go. So much control. Inhale, the arms up overhead. Crescent lunge, beautiful job. Holding here, that was great. Take an inhale. Exhale, warrior two. Beautiful. Front foot intersects the back foot at the arch. Inhale, reach forward. Exhale, extended side angle. Nice. Any variation you have here in this round. Breathe. Right knee over the ankle. Pressing all the way through the outer edge of that left foot. Stay connected to your breath. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, flip the front palm, exalt. Stretch that side. You were just compressing. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, cartwheel the arms down. Spin onto the ball of the back foot. We're not letting go of this twist. Left hand down, bow and arrow that right arm up. Draw back on the right hip. Nice. Gaze down at the left hand, right hand to follow, framing that foot. Step the back foot in just a bit. Straighten the front leg, high stance pyramid pose. Stay up nice and high, or if it feels good, fold over the leg. Micro bending into the knees is always encouraged and recommended just to keep our hamstrings feeling good. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, bend into the back knee, step it forward, forward fold. Inhale, lift up halfway, nice flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, the arms sweep up overhead as we come to stand. Exhale, hands to the heart. Weight into the left foot, ball of the right foot. One leg Tadasana on this left side. You can draw the right knee up and in towards the body. Inhale, exhale to get out to the side, floating tree. Inhale back to the midline of the body, taking your time. Exhale through your warrior three. Nice and slow. Keep that drishti, keep that gaze point. You're doing a great job. Hold it here and breathe. Any arm expression you'd like. Airplane, arms out in front, hands at heart. Take an inhale. Exhale slower than you want to. Take that back foot down to the ground. When you're ready, inhale the arms up overhead, crescent lunge on this left side. Good. Beautiful. Inhale. Exhale, warrior two. Release that back foot down. Front foot intersects the back foot at the arch. Inhale, reach forward. Exhale, forearm to the thigh, extended side angle. Nice job. Beautiful. Keep pressing down into those feet, nice and strong. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, flip the front palm, exalt. Stay connected to your breath. Inhale back to center. Exhale, cartwheel the arms all the way down to the ground. Right hand inside the left foot. Inhale, bow and arrow the left arm up. That back knee can always drop if it feels better. Right shoulder away from the ear. got it. Twisting yourself up here. When you're ready, take that left hand down to frame your front foot. Step the back foot in just a little to straighten the front leg. High stance pyramid pose. Getting after it today. Nice job. Great recovery. Inhale to lift your upper body. Exhale, bend the back knee and then step yourself forward into this forward fold. Bend your knees as much as you'd like to in this fold. Let it feel good. Inhale, lift up halfway, find a nice flat back. Exhale, let's bend the knees, plant the hands, and step back to plank pose. We're going to lower ourselves down into a forearm plank. Last little bit of core work here before we take some nice feel-good stretches. So pressing down into the ground with our forearms, lift the kneecaps towards your hips. Perfect. Reach your heels towards the back of the room. Lift the hips. Remember, you can always release your knees down if you need to. Bring your hips down just a little bit so your hips, shoulders are all in line. Nice. Reach the crown of your head forward. Slowly, or you have the option to stay right where you are, or bring your feet together at the back of your mat. Roll to the outer left edge of your left foot. Hold it here, squeezing the left side obliques. Option to float the right foot up, just an inch or two. Stay right here. Breathe. Lower the right foot, come back onto the toes. Inhale, exhale over to the right. Squeeze the right side body. You're doing a great job. Hold it here. Maybe you float the left foot up just an inch or two. It doesn't have to be that high. Woo! Lower that left foot back onto the balls of both feet. Inhale. Exhale, lower down. Lazy Sphinx. Woo! That lazy Sphinx always feels good after that one. Slowly start to lower yourself down. Let's bring our hands to our low ribs. Maybe I lied. Last little bit of work here. Tuck your toes under. We're going to send ourselves back up into our plank, but you can lift back up into a plank on your knees or your toes. So if you're going to go right back up onto your toes, go ahead and tuck them under. Charge your quads to lift your knees up off the ground. Find length in your tailbone. Reach the crown of your head forward. Take a big inhale. And as you exhale, push yourself right back up to that plank. Nice job. Bend the knees. Send the hips up towards the ceiling, downward facing dog. A little bit of time here. Walk your dog. Take any movement that you need, and then find some stillness. Take an inhale. Reach your right leg up and back behind you. Exhale your right knee to your right elbow. Draw your right ankle across your mat towards your left wrist to settle it down onto your mat for a pigeon pose. So you can stay up nice and tall here if this feels good to you, or if you have blocks at home, feel free to prop your pigeon however you'd like. Here in the studio, we can make our way down onto forearms if it's comfortable for us. Maybe stack two fists to support the skull, or send your head all the way down to the ground. If a regular pigeon doesn't feel good for you, remember you can always take a reclining pigeon or a figure four stretch by crossing your right ankle over your left thigh. You can stay here pushing out on the inside part of that right thigh. Or if you have a deeper expression, maybe you reach through to grab the back side of the left leg, or all the way through to grab onto the left shin. So we don't rush out of this pose by any means. So as you continue to breathe and stay connected to your inhales and exhales, if you find a little more softening, feel free to sink on into it. As always, if something doesn't exactly feel right, feel free to adjust and move around. Keep breathing into your belly. Breathing into your ribs. Breathing into that space in between your shoulder blades at the bottom point of those shoulder blades. Take your time. Whenever you're ready, begin to walk back up onto your hands. Tuck your back toes under to lift your knee. You can make your way back to a tabletop position for some cat and cows or find a downward facing dog. Take some movement here. If you like to work through a flow, feel free, or just find some stillness in your down dog or maybe even a child's pose. When you're ready and back in that down dog, we'll work to move into the other side. Inhale your left leg up and back behind you. Exhale, left knee, left elbow, left ankle, right side of your mat towards your right wrist. And settling that shin down onto the ground for a pigeon pose on this left side. Remember, if you like that reclining pigeon we saw on the right side, you could always adjust and feel free to move there. Come down onto your props if you have them or onto your mat. Maybe your head finds two stacked fists. Maybe your head finds the ground. Stay connected to your breath. We hold on to so much tension in our low back and in our hips from everything we do and everything we experience in our day-to-day life. And right now, here in this moment, I want you to just let something go. Anything that you're holding on to in your body, in your emotions, in your mind that's not serving you, just let it go. Taking an inhale to draw in new air, new energy. And with your exhale, just releasing what you no longer need. Take your time. Begin to walk up onto your hands. Tuck the back toes, lift the knee. Find one last downward facing dog. Take any movements that you'd like. Walk your dog hips side to side or stillness, or maybe you work yourself through one last flow here today. Once you're ready, feel free to release your knees down and make your way onto your back. As we come down onto our back, we'll plant the soles of our feet down onto the ground, lightly grazing our heels with our fingertips. And on an inhale, lift ourselves up into a bridge pose, pressing our hands down into the ground, pressing our feet down into the ground, opening up through the front side body, yet keeping this little activation of our ribs and hips pulling towards one another to still keep our core involved. Pressing down into our feet, staying connected to our breath as we expand into the belly and into the ribs. If you have any other expression of your bridge pose, feel free to take it. Take one more inhale. Exhale, slowly release yourself down. Give yourself just a moment in neutral. And then draw one knee in towards your chest, and then the other giving yourself a big hug. Keep your knees drawn in, but take your arms out into a T position on the ground. Take an inhale, and as you exhale, allow your knees to fall to the left side of your mat. Breathe here. Your chin can stay up towards the ceiling, or maybe it goes over towards your right shoulder. Can you still breathe into your belly? Can you breathe into your ribs? Can you stay connected to you? Chin to center, inhale, knees to center. Exhale your knees over to the right side of your mat. Breathing into the belly. Breathing into the ribs. Chin to center, knees to center. Let's go ahead and straighten our legs up towards the ceiling for our legs up the wall pose. This is also a posture you could actually take to the wall, and you could do your Shavasana with your legs up the wall as well. It's always a great option. So we send our legs above our heart, right? Our legs are the biggest muscles in our body. So it kind of signals to our heart that we're preparing ourselves or heading towards our final resting moments of our class. You can stay right here if you have a happy baby in your practice. Feel free to bend your knees, reach your arms in between your knees to grab on to the edges of your feet or maybe your shins if you need. Lightly traction down, so pull down on your legs as you press your feet into your hands. You can stay still here, but most happy babies I know aren't very still, so if you'd like, you could rock from side to side. You could straighten one leg out and then the other. Or maybe straighten both legs out for a full straddle pose, whatever feels good. Slowly bring your knees back in towards your chest. Plant the soles of your feet down onto the ground. Keep the soles of the feet together. Allow the knees to fall out to the side. Right hand onto the belly, left hand onto the heart. Or allow your hands to be connected to yourself, wherever is comfortable. Feel free to stay here for your final resting pose today, Shavasana. Or if you'd like to extend the legs out straight, arms out to the side, or maybe bring the soles of the feet about as wide as your mat and let the knees knock in. Whatever feels best to your low back and whatever position allows you to be as comfortable as possible for these next few moments. Taking an inhale. Open your mouth to exhale. Inhale into your nose. Open your mouth, exhale. Inhaling into your nose one last time. Open your mouth, exhale. Allowing your body to rest. Allowing your mind to rest. Allowing your body to be still. Allowing your mind to be still. And soaking up all the benefits of your practice without having to do a single thing. If you're at home and would like to take a little bit more time in your Shavasana, feel free to stay right where you are. Here in studio, slowly start to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Draw one knee in towards your chest and then the other, giving yourself a big hug, ending your practice with a feeling of gratefulness for yourself, for your body, and for the connection between those two. Rolling to your right or your left side in the fetal position, using your arm to support your head like a pillow. Take just another moment here. When you're ready, begin to press yourself up into an easy cross-legged seated position. Sitting up nice and tall, a hand on either knee or the hands resting in the lap. We'll inhale our arms up overhead one last time. Exhaling our hands down to our heart, bowing to acknowledge ourselves and our own practice.